Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Football.
I did not expect that from you, bro. I know, Hey, we're here, man. Festive period coming up, anyways, but we're already died.
Goldbridge is the biggest bastard on this damn platform. But
well, he does it like that. I don't even watch him, man. Like whatever he does.
How he starts. He just murders your ears first thing.
I don't even know why people watch him, man.
Initially I thought he was just a bit of a troll. I thought he was just like joking. I didn't actually realize that's his real voice. I was like, this is a grown man with kids and a family. Why on earth does he sound like that? Very strange. But listen, we're not all. I guess those are the cards he's been dealt. But no, I genuinely thought that was a joke voice. I thought he put it on as a joke.
Oh well.
Apparently, this is the case.
That's that guy, innit? Who gives a damn about him? It's fine. Whatever. Anyways, man, it's time to talk, bro. It's time to talk about what happened. Let's talk about the first one, man.
What a week for Liverpool fans. 6-3. Listen, the fact that Spurs managed to get 3 goals, I don't know why their fans are complaining. Who was it, that guy you sent the link to? Tobbs on that podcast, whatever his name is.
Tobbs, yeah. No.
Losing his mind. This is what I don't understand with Spurs fans, right? You support a dead team. Your team is dry, doesn't win. Spursy. Chiellini came from Turin to London and said, "This is the history of the Tottenham." They even know. So why is Tobes getting angry or calling to sack Ange because they lost to Liverpool? What, did you think you were going to win? Did you think you were going to pop a fight? This is the best team in the world right now. We are top of the Champions League, unbeaten, won every game, I believe. We are top of the Premier League. Like, we are miles ahead of everyone. And what did you think was going to happen?
No, but I get it, man. The manner of losing like that at home to 6 goals, and by the way, doing it so easily, like, okay, yeah, the manner is bad, but we have to also take context in it. This is a centre-back partnership, which is literally an 18-year-old midfielder and a centre-back here who's a little bit...
Exactly. More reason to not complain. What do you want him to do?
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
On the pitch? Maybe I'll do better. Should I go on the... What were they expecting?
I get it. But you know what, with Spurs fans, it's like you could see that they have a standard to the way, the game is in the Premier League, right? They expect the best out of the best. First of all, they're paying a lot anyways. They have a very expensive squad as well. So it's like, okay, they need something to be produced. And when you're winning nothing for over 15 years, bro, 15 years of not winning nothing. They've gone to a few cup finals, a Champions League final, and not won nothing in that period. Like, it starts to build up on you every single... It's like anxiety, innit? It doesn't matter what happens in that stadium, yeah, but you're going to lose touch. You're going to start hearing the groans, anything like that, especially in these high-pressure games. So, I mean, right now, everyone is talking about Ange out, man. Ange out. Listen, for me, the whole Ange out stuff is a little bit... I don't know, man. I don't know about that, man. But, yeah, it's a little bit too early for all that stuff. I mean, I understand where, because they're losing a lot of games, but definitely, you can't call it after that game. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's time for Ange to leave. Look, if you want to get rid of Ange, I think it's more of a collective opinion where you just think he doesn't suit Spurs. Maybe you don't like his style. But if you're judging it off of this game, then you're just ridiculous because you're never going to win this game. Let's be real. In a million years, you would play this game 100 times. You might win it once. And I don't even think you'd win it I don't even think you'd get that one chance. So I think you're right. I think there was a period in time when they had Gareth Bale in the team, was flying. He was, I mean, it's hard to put yourself back in that time, but from what I remember, was easily one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
This guy just burst on the scene, became Ronaldo with the left foot all of a sudden. Was tearing it up. There was a Spurs should have won the league that year. And they didn't. That was the time. If you're going to pump money and invest and get this team somewhere, that was the time. And they didn't do it. And then they had another chance. Son, Kane. You had another chance to get going. Ericsson as well when he was fit and actually playing really well for Spurs. You have the players. You need to go now. You just got a Champions League final. Okay, you lost. Listen, Liverpool lost. Liverpool have lost 2 Champions League finals with Klopp now. It happens, but
yeah,
you made it. You got to keep investing now. It's insane that they didn't take advantage of that opportunity. Obviously, it's not as simple as let's just pump money in, get this, and then this team will win. No, but now is as competitive as it's ever been. It's like Bitcoin. I should have bought at 30K, but it's 90 now. You know, it's different. It's a different world now. You can't now start because the competition is so much higher.
Yeah,
you're just not going to get the returns you would have got. But
I don't know.
I think when they missed the boat. Obviously, look, football keeps evolving. If you keep hacking at it, you eventually should get something decent. But it's so competitive right now. City dropping out could open a door for someone, but Liverpool, Chelsea are looking good. They're only going to get better. Arsenal are looking good, despite some disappointing results.
Let's focus on the game. Let's focus on the game, because I mean, it was first of all one-sided, right? I think everyone went into it saying, okay, Liverpool are going to win. How they're going to win, we don't know. Okay, would it be an easy 2-1 win? I think everyone expected more than 2 goals at least, right?
So, I mean, we called it. We didn't call it, but we expected a big scoreline. We both said 3-0, I believe.
3-1 or something. I think 3-0 or 3-1. I said Liverpool are just going to pan them up. It's with that defensive front, I was like, okay, 6-3. Listen, it was. I mean, listen, it was fair to Spurs. That scoreline fair Spurs more, right? 6-3. They scored 3 goals, but that should have been easily a 6-1 win, a 6-0 win. I don't know. Liverpool just kind of took their foot off the gas today. Go ahead, do some pressure towards us. Spurs ended up scoring a couple easy, nice goals. Like even the first goal where Maddison, like even when they were 2-0 up, the Maddison goal was like really clean. I think they just said, okay, it was a clean strike. What are we gonna do? Alisson couldn't be asked to save it, and then I mean Trent with the long balls as well, the cross-ins for Luis Diaz, Salah popping up with the assist, Dragiston there has to be conversation.
Has to be the worst centre back in the league. No, that guy's terrible.
Do you know what it is?
Horrific.
Do you know what it is as well? I bigged up Dragiston a lot because I was watching. I think it was I forgot the team that you played for last year, but I was watching him a few times, right? And he did very well in those games as well. Like he looked like a commander. But from now on, me hyping up any Serie A centre back, any Serie A player coming into the Premier League, no, I'm never going to do that ever again. So that's me done with that side. But again, just the way he was getting dragged apart, like you lot are letting Szoboszlai adding GA to his game.
Was amazing that game.
Yeah, he was running up and down the whole time.
Szoboszlai 60th minute was started doing kick-ups.
Yeah.
How are you letting the team kick-ups? You have to clean them out. Take the red card. Look, you're getting destroyed anyway. What's another red card going to do?
Yeah, exactly. What he's just going to do another high line thing. Come on, man.
You're going to let Liverpool come to your home ground and do kick-ups in front of you. That is.
No, it was a really good collective performance. Even though like Liverpool can argue, okay, we considered 3 goals. Like, okay, we gave away 2 goals for free. It was fine, but like. It is what it is, a 3-0 win in the books for them doesn't really do. It just shows, they're back, man. They're scoring goals, and that's healthy. And plus, by the way, this is part 1 of like another 3 more games that you have left with Spurs this season. You got them coming up next week or in a few weeks' time as well, man. So that's going to be a game as well. I can't wait for that. It's going to be up and down as well. But listen, we have to put respect on this guy's name, man. Mohamed Salah, man. I swear, this guy.
What a player, right?
Bro, what a player. Let me say 2 stats here, okay? This guy had just reached I think he's the first Premier League player before Christmas to get 10 goals and 10 assists, double digits in both of those categories, okay? By the way, this is meant to be someone who said, people were saying washed up last year or a few years ago, okay? Amazing. I can't believe he's doing that right now. Give him that contract straight away. And the second one is as well, apparently he's already beaten Saka's best season by Christmas. Best season that Saka has.
I have one thing to interrupt. He's already beaten Saka's best season. Why are we comparing a younger player who, outside of individual performances, actually hasn't achieved anything in the game? There's no trophy to his name. What's he won?
Yeah.
Why are we comparing a player who's on the up and coming? And if we're setting the record straight, Saka's an unbelievable player and will go on to be an unbelievable player.
Yeah,
but why are we comparing him to a world-class elite in the Hall of Fame already proven Mohamed Salah. Salah is here, Saka is here. Saka is not there yet. Saka is on his
there's
way.
a level.
He's not there
There's a
yet.
level.
Why Salah has a great game, breaks his records, we compare it to Saka. Saka is not there. He's not in the conversation that Salah's in.
Yeah.
I want to hear Saka's name. I don't know who's bringing Saka's name into this conversation. It has nothing to do with him. He's not of this ilk yet.
Well, we know who brings up. But
listen, Saka is an unbelievable player, and there's no doubt he's going to become world class. And I hope he moves and actually wins something because he deserves it. He's a top player, but he's not on the same perch as Salah just yet. Salah definitely, arguably the best right winger or winger in general of the Premier League. Of course, we had Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo's trophies and what he did at that age isn't a small thing, but he's definitely, him and Ronaldo got to be two of the best wingers in history.
Yeah.
I know there's guys like Ryan Giggs and all of these players, but listen, if we're being realistic, we watched a lot of Ryan Giggs play, but we didn't catch him in his earlier days, and a lot of people who will be watching this never saw Ryan Giggs play, so let's not even mention him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a player that was a decade before my time. What's the point?
No, man. Salah, listen, the guy, he's a big game player as well. Like, bro, he's got like 30 GA at Old Trafford or something like that. Like, the guy's been ripping up places for fun. And he doesn't stop. What did he score against Chelsea as well? I don't know if he did, but man, he probably assisted or done something. He did something against City. He did something against what's it called, against Arsenal. The guy is just on another level right now, man. I don't know how you can even stop a guy like that right now, because he's just full force doing whatever he can. And even yesterday as well, like, just, I mean, he could have laid it off. Yeah, he could have laid it off for another assist as well, right early in the game. But other than that, I mean, you could see he wanted probably a hat trick as well. He probably should go a hat trick anyways. But
he was fuming when he came off. No, he wanted to stay on, which I get. Yeah. I like it. I like that he's willing to do that. But also, listen, the game is wrapped up. We've got a long season ahead. We can't afford for you to get injured. No. Right
now, a Salah injury would be devastating. But I don't see him getting injured. He's such a professional outside of the game.
Yeah, Salah's professional. Just by him being religious helps a lot. He's just not going to fall into the same traps as a lot of players will fall into. He's been in the City for a long time. He's stable there.
Yeah.
The fans love him. There's no controversy around his name outside of this contract, this situation. But he's unreal. We would suffer big time if we lost him. But it's not just goals and assists. Some players, they like Haaland, of course, the whole point of football is to score games, and Haaland was doing that for a long time, but he had so much more than just goals and assists. When he's on the pitch, things happen. Just by him being there. He opens so many doors for the rest of the team.
Yeah,
unreal player, best player in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, even for Liverpool, like, you can kind of tell, like, they've been trying to replace that Mane role for time in it, trying out even Gatko, Luis Diaz, all these players, right? And no one has kind of really cemented that whole season for it. You always know right wing Salah is going to take that position. It doesn't matter who you bring in here. Then even if you bring in Rodrigo or even Saka right now, them man are not taking Salah's role because Salah has another level to his game, and it's kind of like the guy's a Premier League legend. I think a lot of people are kind of having that discussion anyway right now about the guy, and like if he's a top 5 player, is he a top 10 player? For some people, you could say he's a top 5 player. For some people, I don't know right now. I have to probably see a little bit more to say top 5.
Obviously,
but
there's an element of recency bias. We weren't around every single era. We can't judge players. For example, like the top goal scorer is Alan Shearer. We can't judge him because we never really watched him. We were a bit too young. But from recent memory, he's definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah. And going back to obviously the whole ordeal and the contract, it's still criminal to me. I mean, I kind of understand what Liverpool want to do in terms of signing that contract, because first of all, they have to let the Trent. I think first of all they got to do the Trent deal first, and then the Van Dijk deal, or even do the Van Dijk deal first, then the Trent deal. But you got to leave the Salah deal for last. But it's next week is like the time when he can start to speak to players, teams. By the way. So it's like, it's iffy stories. And you'll hear even Van Dijk.
No, if we leave it too long, Salah can be like, listen, I've done everything I could do for you guys. I'm the best player in the world right now. I've got you top of the league. I'm running the show. Real Madrid, Saudi, whoever makes him an offer, you lot are taking the piss. I'm gone. Like, I don't need to be here.
Bro,
I'll go earn 700k a week somewhere else, and see you later, mate. You'll suffer without me.
bro, I would love to see him at another club here in the top leagues. I'd love to see him at Barcelona, even being there next to Yamin Lamar and just saying, "Hey, learn from me." Like, okay, you're going to be playing a lot of games anyways. You're 16 years old. You've got all the time in the world to learn your game. How about you study with me for 2 years here? By the time you turn 20, you're going to see how you can get way better and better. I would love to see that because Salah right now at Barcelona would be so good. But right now he's a Liverpool player, right? So we have to obviously speak on Liverpool's name. Again, if this comes down to policy, I don't give a damn. You throw away policy for a player like that. Okay, you break the bank for those kinds of players.
In the world.
Yeah,
he's the best player in the world. You know?
Should we bring up Ballon d'Or?
Ronaldo or Messi of their time for you to say, "Oh, but our policy is this." Do you realize who you're talking about? And if anything, they've only priced themselves out even more now because if he was asking, I don't know, he's on 300 grand a week or 350 a week at the moment. Let's say he wanted 450 or 500. Well, he's going to cost you at least 600 now.
Yeah,
he's gonna, you've only made it worse for yourself.
Yeah, but bro, let's talk about that side as well, but the Ballon d'Or side, because obviously right now people have got Vinny and Rodri and stuff like that, and Vinny's obviously got his own level that he's trying to reach to as well. But the way Mo Salah's going right now, hey, listen, and you know me, I'm a United fan, innit? I don't like Liverpool like that, but I've got to give respect where respect comes towards that, in the game, And Salah's definitely up there right now. I mean, if the way he's trending right now and he can get Liverpool to that Champions League or even that Premier League, whatever, one of them, at least have a good run with those. I mean, the shouts for Ballon d'Or have to be up there.
Who, if not Mo Salah, who else? We're assuming, of course, listen, we've got a whole half of the season to go. Assuming these performances copy over to the next half of the season, if not Mo Salah, who else?
Yeah. Who else?
Vinny for what? For what?
Yeah.
Salah's outperformed him in 2-3 weeks for what he's done the whole season. If not Mo Salah, who else? I don't think Mo Salah has to win the Champions League. I think if we win the league and we have a good enough run in the Champions League, why not Mo Salah? Because it's clearly that this Ballon d'Or trophy is not because you've won competitions, not because you've won league titles, not because you won cups, not because you won Champions Leagues. We've seen that. Neither was denied. How many players in that same scenario were denied because Ronaldo and Messi instead? Players who had phenomenal seasons. When it comes to it, you don't get a trophy. Why?
Yeah.
If it was about trophies, then they would have gotten it. So if we're judging it purely on individual performance or whether we perceive as the best, Mo Salah, and he's so clear of everyone else right now. So even if Vinny had an amazing 2 months, he's probably only catching up to Salah. That doesn't, just because it's more recent doesn't mean Salah's now forgotten what he's done up to now. So if not Mo Salah, who else? There's no argument for anyone else at the moment.
Right now, yeah, I don't see, and he's only
top of the Champions League. What do you want? You've beaten the previous league, the previous Champions League holders.
Bro,
who else?
And you know what? I can't believe people are still even testing Slot as well, man. It's like, forget. Listen, we already broke that conversation up a few weeks ago. Like Slot is clear for everyone, right? But man, Salah is. I don't know how anyone can stop this Liverpool team right now, honestly. And someone needs to stop them. It's hard. Do you know what it is as well? Yesterday when I was watching the game, like I saw a few times Van Dijk a little bit like he got up slow. He did a little limp as well. And I'm like, hey, he's played every single game this season. And by the way, like people could talk about the leg break. The leg break happened 4 years ago. Okay, so it's done. So he's recovered from it. He's gone through 3 seasons, where he's played all the games. He's doing it right now as well. So we could tell that guy is durable as hell. But like, this is where Liverpool really need to kind of step it up as well and take this transfer window even seriously, because you are in the middle of the season. You are in a really good position, but you know that the players, you're going to slowly lose players as well, I mean, right now it's way better than than what Tottenham had last year with their full squad and everything like that. Even Arsenal as well. You guys need to capitalize it and really take this. At least bring someone in, even if it's on loan, but just bring some covering for where you guys are at right now.
Because if we go back to a couple of months ago, where Jamie Carragher is essentially saying, as good as Mo Salah is, if he leaves, Liverpool is still Liverpool. Liverpool will still bounce back. Fine. But it's not just Mo Salah. It's Mo Salah, it's Van Dijk, it's Trent. Individually, fine, you could maybe lose one and still do well. But not only can you lose all of those three players, you can also lose Arne Slot. If Arne Slot starts to say, look, I'm losing all my best players. I'm the hottest manager around right now. Everyone wants me. Everyone wants me to join their club. He could also leave. And now you're in a very bad spot. You've lost all your top players. You've lost your top manager. Now, maybe you can attract better, but it's an unknown. You have to go and find these things. You have to go and find the replacements. Are you going to find someone as good as Slot? Most likely not. He seems to be the best manager on current form. Mo Salah is the best player in the world on current form. Van Dijk's one of the best centre-backs in the world. Trent is also having an amazing season, fine. Individually, okay, maybe you can carry on without them. But collectively, absolutely not.
Yeah, you need them.
So it's a stupid argument to have, because if you lose everyone, you lose everyone,
Yeah. The thing is as well, like you saying even Slot right now would leave. I don't think Slot would leave, right? I mean, these Dutch managers, they love a build up, right? They love to build something up from the ground up and say, okay, this is it. But I hear what you're saying. But for the players as well right now, like just losing any of them is hard. I mean, it's really hard to kind of say, okay, seeing these players leave and then going up there to fulfill their wishes or get the bag somewhere else, and then if you're gonna look back at 12 months time and say, oh, Liverpool are right now 3rd or 4th in the table, and like, why are we there? Like we should be competing again like we did last year or whatever, and we're not there right now because we didn't want to pay the players. And it's the same cycle every single time we talk about Liverpool, where you guys just want to be these cheapos. You can't be doing these cheap stuff, if you're a Premier League club. This isn't the freaking 90s like where you guys are doing. Not every player is Steven Gerrard with the loyalty, okay? Like, you have to...
Steven Gerrard with the loyalty, fine, he's hailed as his great player, and he was a phenomenal player. It's my favorite. He was my favorite boyhood, childhood player, but ultimately, he probably made the mistake staying at Liverpool his whole career. He never won for Gerrard not to have a Premier League title is a crime. For the player he was, it's a crime. I mean, look, we all know it wasn't because he was super loyal throughout his career. He had chances to go elsewhere. It just didn't happen. He had chances to go to Chelsea, a chance to go Real Madrid. It just didn't happen for whatever reason. So I think that gets overplayed a little bit. But yeah, exactly. I mean, if we can't afford to lose our best players, and Arne Slot, you may say he's there for the project and everything, but look at his track record. When there's been an opportunity to level up, whatever that means in his eyes or in his head, he's done it. He's left AZ Alkmaar to go to Feyenoord mid-season. He's left the team before that to go to the next. He's ruthless as well, because ultimately you're looking out for yourselves. Like, look, I can be Mr. Loyal, but Liverpool won't care. I have a bad run of results. Look at Pep. Pep has won 6 Premier League titles. We're having conversations on whether he should be sacked. Pep Guardiola being sacked. So no one is safe, is my point. And I think Slot will look after himself, as he should. If a better opportunity comes, or if he sees, okay, maybe Liverpool letting the standards slip a little bit, I'm out of here. I'm a top manager. I'm out of here. I'm not going to sit here and rot. But obviously, look, we're nowhere near that position. But in a few months, we could put ourselves there. And there's no need. I hope Liverpool sort these contracts out, because we've got some of the best players in the world. Unfortunately, you have to pay them like they're some of the best players in the world. You don't get the best in the world without paying them. This doesn't happen like that. We've gone away with paying our players a lot less than most clubs would have by this point. I think if you're not going to pay them, you should have the replacements in already. The replacement isn't Federico Chiesa, unfortunately.
Replace Salah. No way.
If you don't plan to keep Salah, the replacement should be in today or yesterday. Bro. We shouldn't be waiting for it.
Bro, we're looking at world football right now.
The whole point is you cannot replace Salah. Salah is the best player in the world right now. He's unreal. The replacement does not exist in this moment.
Yeah, and I know Slot will love that challenge as well, to find who can I replace Salah with and still keep up the high octane and the high, obviously, volume of goals. So that's going to be one. Sorry. But yeah, that's going to be
Should we
one
move
that
on
they...
to Liverpool? Talk about your United.
United. Man.
Broken. As the title says, Man United get broken by Bournemouth. 3-0. What a disaster scoreline.
Yeah, you know what it was? The reason you probably said broken as well, like, I feel like there's a lot of brokenness anyway to the club, but yesterday I think everything just kind of piled up on us, man. Like, we could tell right now what is the solution and who are the problems in our squad right now, in our team, in the whole thing. Because right now everyone is calling United dead. We're never going to win a Champions League again. We're never going to win a Premier League again. Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's another conversation. But yesterday, in terms of that game, like, you could just tell there was so much BS from these players, man. Like, seeing Bruno on the pitch for practically the whole game just pissed me off. I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier just seeing that guy on the pitch for that long. And I'm not even going to talk about the attack. I think as a collective, from before the attack, the build up towards our attack is so bad. Like, I think in that first 20-25 minutes, we couldn't even like push the ball towards Bournemouth's defense or anything like that. It took us a while to really hit them up as well. Like, I think we had one chance with Ahmad, and that was about it. But other than that, it was so easy to get a play in the middle against us. But we weren't like conceding crazy amount of chances against Bournemouth. But you could just tell like the fitness levels and the training and also like the quality of their players as well. The way they play tiki-taka play football with Lewis Cook, Kirkes, Evan Nielsen, Semenya, all these players. I'm like, these guys are like not even the most known players, but they're just playing very wonderful, quick football as well, taking one touch bang. And it just shows a testament towards Areola, because Areola last year, he was having a bad time. I mean, people wanted him sacked as well, but they kept him around as well. And they said, hey, listen, the guy's a great manager, keep him along. And right now, Bournemouth are just flying high. But for us as well, I mean, all the players, like if we want to talk about any player right now, let's talk about Lisandro Martinez playing shit. Terrible game from him. I don't know what he's doing for that third goal. Terrible. Mazraoui wasn't having the best game. Malacia, I don't know why he got hooked off so early as well, but such a BS thing that happened with him when he gave away that free kick as well. I don't even know how that was a free kick as well. It should have been a throw-in for us or throw-in for them, whatever. But like, yeah, listen, I'm player FC out. Like, get guys like Bruno out. Like, bro, the amount of times he slows our attack. We need a mobile cam who can literally like take on players, but can also make a good pass as well. Not just hoofball it all the time towards someone and wish for it. And get this guy off corners, off every set piece. I swear to God, if I see one more corner from Bruno, I'm going to lose my head. I'd rather see Phil Jones taking corners for us, because I was telling my brothers as well. Yeah, I was watching the game with my brothers, and I was like, "Hey, listen, he's got a corner right now. Oh, it's Bruno's side. Watch him hit the first man." As soon as he hit the first man, I look at him and say, "Told you so." I said, "Hey, he's doing it again. First man, told you so." Oh, what else is going to happen? Absolute bullshit player. Dallo as well. Like, Dallo had a terrible game. I mean, he's been having a terrible run since Amram has been around. I think that guy is seeing the writing on the wall as well. I think he needs to probably leave and go somewhere else. Hey, listen, if Real Madrid don't want to get Trent, Dallo for 50 million or 40 million, 30 million, whatever you want to pay for him, just get him out as well. I don't care. That's fine as well. And if you want, pay another 20 million, 30 million for Garnacho, take him with you as well. Whatever. But listen, I think it's clear to say right now, about United in that game is I'm player FC out. I think most of us know, this team is shit. People can go back to Ineos and say the recruitment and everything like that. Only Xerxes is the one who's people are questioning. Everyone else is being fine. So it's not down to Ineos right now. It's just the way we recruit over the last few years, and now we have to do another clear out and another 600 million spent on this team and whatever, and all that stuff. But it's just bad signs for United, man. But what's your take on it?
I mean, there's very little I disagree with there. I think everything you said is correct. Lissandro is a player I haven't really rated ever since the beginning. I just never thought he was of this top level. Garnacho, not good enough. Højlund, also not good enough. Højlund doesn't get a bad rap because he's a quiet guy, but he's also terrible. He's not a good striker. I don't know what it is with him. He was such a hot prospect from Atalanta, and then I don't know, it just hasn't worked out for him in United. I think United can hold on to him and see if they can make it work. Same with Xerxes. But yeah, guys like Garnacho have to go. Dalot, I guess you can keep him as a squad player, but he's been terrible. You know, I actually, this was a player I thought who might shine under Amorim, and he's just been awful. Bruno as well. Bruno, who was maybe one of the few bright sparks at United, he's not been doing it for the last 2 seasons. I don't know what's happened to him. He used to be the guy who would pull United out, and he's just not that guy anymore. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's got a good, it's the right manager. I get it. Look, you're not going to expect results, but within the but to play this bad, it's just shocking. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no. The thing is, right now, Bruno, like, you don't know what position he can play. Can he play centre mid alongside Ugarte? No, he can't even do that to a really good standard because this guy's always going to keep moving up. Okay, so he's not a centre mid. Can you play him at cam? Because he's naturally a cam anyways, and he's creative. No, you can't, because first of all, he doesn't have legs to even drive up and down. Okay, he can press and he can join in to make it a midfield free, but other than that, yeah, he can't do anything like that. So we have on one side Ahmad, who's just taken on a man and can do all that stuff, and the left side you have Bruno, who can barely take on a man, and then when he tries to do a cross, he's gonna fluff it up. So you know that's happening because we saw in the Spurs game, we saw against Bournemouth anyway as well. So where do you put this guy? On the bench, bro? Or I heard some people even saying putting him at left back. Hey, listen, try him at left back. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, but
left back is definitely not the solution.
Yeah.
I think Amorim needs more time to figure out. The players obviously need more time to get used to the system, and then the guys like Garnacho, Rashford, players like Dalot and Højlund, who just clearly aren't good enough. Yeah, the board has to look at it. Look, we have to try and get rid of them, and it's a shame because now United once again rebuild. Rebuild every 6 months, and I said, listen, fine, rebuild, but also I feel like sometimes the manager should be like, listen, we've rebuilt about 15 times now. This is your squad. Make it work. Because we're just building a squad for every manager that comes in every 6 months. What's the point in this? We are signing the players like Xerxes. Xerxes was a club signing, not a Ten Hag signing, not an Amorim signing, a club signing. This is a guy we believe fits our vision. You have to make it work. You are paid as the coach to make it work. It's not, I want this guy, I want that guy, because you're gone in 6 months, and then we have to buy a whole new team for the next guy.
Yeah. But you know what it is as well? Like, I don't know how we're going to do this here with Xerxes, because the guy's saying I'm a 9.5. So do you even want to play striker or cam? Because if you're playing cam, I need you to, first of all, be much more much more aware of where you're at right now. Because one thing he's lacking right now is the awareness. You can teach that guy to take a skill, take on a man and everything like that. He can already do all those things anyways. But the fact that he's so slow with it, like, I don't know, like, he's already played a bunch of Premier League games as well, and he still hasn't adjusted to that speed. He still thinks everything is coming towards him, and he can slow it down. He can take a touch. He can, do anything like that. He plays so nonchalant for no reason like that. I'm like, bro, just have some awareness of where you're at. Even against Spurs, there was one chance where Mazraoui could have literally just passed it to someone across him, But Xerxes, you have all the defenders running back. Xerxes not even running. It's like Mazraoui had to take a shot anyway because no one is there. That's why, like, Xerxes yesterday as well just frustrated me. But I'm not even going to talk about the attack so much yesterday. It's more about just the build-up of it. Even players like Kobe Mainoo. Like, as much as we love Mainoo, we've got to give him criticism as well. He wasn't doing well yesterday. He just looks... I don't know what it is. If he needs to play in that cam role, I feel like he should be playing in that cam role because he's got the turn, the twist, and he plays much better further up on the pitch. But seeing him in the midfield, he kind of looked a little bit lost as well at the same time. And we should be managing a player like that anyways.
I've seen Mainoo get some criticism as well. Listen, he's a young player. He's in a difficult team right now. I think if we start criticizing players like Mainu, it's like, hold on. Mainu is so far down the list on players that we need to be focusing on, and the kid is 19 years old.
Exactly.
Like let's not put the burden of Manchester United's success on Kobbie Mainu. Like, he's actually one of the few good things about United. He's a really good player.
Exactly.
And he's not going to turn this for United. He's a young kid. He's got tons of experience already, but Kobbie Mainu should not be even a conversation that any United fan is having.
Yeah,
it's the big players. It's the guys like Bruno, the Brunos, the Lisandro Martinez, Onana, and then big ticket players like Højlund. Like, Højlund, you got to step up. I don't know what you're waiting for. You never, you don't even get like 10 goals a season. It's a joke. You got to step up. Rashford is finished. Garnacho is finished. We don't need to talk about these guys anymore. They're clearly done. Dalot should be out as well. He's trash.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what?
United.
Yeah, but if we're going back to Højlund, right, as well, like, everyone is saying, okay, the fundamentals are there. The guy's got pace. He's got a good shot or conversion rate, whatever you want to say. I don't give a damn. Like, first of all, the guy barely gets into really good positions anyways to take a shot. So that's why he has a good conversion rate, because anytime he does have a shot, okay, it's a better chance. But he should be taking more shots on. That's the problem with me. But the one thing I have an issue with Højlund right now, but I can see, is this guy does a false press. And when I say a false press, is he'll press to look good, but he won't press for you to, to actually win the ball off a defender, or actually press the team up like Ahmad does. Like, Ahmad is literally stealing the ball off some of these players and actually making a run with it as well. We need to see that across our whole attack. If we can get a Cam that can do it, like a Kvaratskhelia or even a Cunha, and we can also get a striker who's high press resistant as well, bro, we can make it much better. But
for example,
again,
like Højlund. For Mainu, you say he's young, let's not put pressure on him, and I agree with that. But Højlund is also only 21. Is it also a problem where United have gone and signed a young kid? When he joined, he was younger. Signed a young kid. It's like, right, you're going to be our starting striker. Make it happen. So also, is United just putting players in the deep end and then blaming them when they don't succeed? It's just, I know this is a different scenario, but it's similar as well. Maguire joins the club. Maguire was always a good centre-back, and he's proven since he still is a good centre-back. United make him captain. All of a sudden, this expectation that he's got to be Paolo Maldini. He was never that guy. He may have the armband, but doesn't mean you're the best player in the team all of a sudden. You're just a leader of the team. And then he had his difficult moment for a couple seasons. Also, I think United expect so much from players who maybe aren't ready to take that responsibility. Like, be United's starting striker. But then again, you blame the board. Why on earth did you go and sign Xerxes? What on earth is like? It's more of a modern thing. Before, you had strikers, you had wingers, midfielder. Everyone had a position. Some players can play in multiple positions. Never had a 9.5. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Especially in a system with Amorim that doesn't include a 9.5, whatever that means. A 9.5 is a centre forward.
Yeah.
Amorim doesn't play with a centre forward. Like Xerxes, you're either a striker or you play further back as a cam. You're one of those two things. Or you're centre forward in a strike partnership. There's no such thing as a 9.5. What does that mean? What is Xerxes? Xerxes was a striker who came from Bologna to Manchester United. Now he's a 9.5. I'm sorry, but you're a 0. Get him out the club.
Yeah. Do you know what it is, Like, this is kind of the same thing that we had with Sancho, right? Because when we bought Sancho, we thought we were getting our right wing replacement, right? We're getting the right winger. And then I think the first few months he said, I prefer playing on the left. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, we've been looking for... We've been looking for a right winger, a right. Ben, you could tell me like so many times as well. Like, how many times have I called out? We need to get a right mid. We need to get a right winger. I've been calling for someone like that since Antonio Valencia. Even when Antonio Valencia declined, because he started going at right back. We had Juan Mata there. We had a bunch of Dross. We tried out all these kinds of players. No one ever worked in that right mid position. Okay, we had Mason Greenwood as well. Everyone knows what happened with that stuff. Nothing has panned out yet, and then we get obviously Anthony. We get first of all Sancho. I'm expecting it. Sancho can twist up a man, everything like that. It turns out to be crap for us, anyways. Right now, I think he'd love our system, anyways. But turns out to be crap. Then you got Anthony. He comes in, and then he completely just bombs it out. Yeah, just doing, I don't know, freaking fidget spinner, simulators, all that across the pitch and all that
Anthony
stuff.
wasn't a bad signing because he was a player who was
He's
doing
not,
really
he's not a bad signing.
a player that Ten Hag had used before or managed. So, on paper, it seems like it works. Okay, the price tag was hefty, but the price tag is only hefty if the player doesn't perform. And now he didn't perform. But you're right, because look, Sancho, with all these problems at United, goes to Dortmund, plays really well. Goes to Chelsea, plays really well. So the only common denominator here is Man United.
Yeah, we are.
Gets a lot of hate, and maybe it's deserved, maybe it's not deserved. We hear stories of certain things. We don't know what to believe. We're just fans. We have sources online, but we don't know if they're telling the truth or not. But we can see that Sancho performs when he's not at United. Anywhere else, he's performing.
Yeah.
So leaves us to believe it's a United issue.
Yeah.
United is known as a graveyard for players.
Yeah, we are a graveyard for talent right now. But even right now, like, I can still see there's talent with players like Anthony. Like, I'm calling for Anthony to start in our team. I think if you put him at right wing, or right mid, or right mid, or right wing back, whatever you want to call it, of course, or even left wing back where you can just whip in the crosses, I think he'd be so good to our system. I love the fact that he and Ahmad can play as well, because they're both intricate players as well. I don't know if Amorim could just do two things for me. Yeah, just remove Bruno out the squad and put in someone like a Kobe Mainoo or even Casemiro in the midfield, and then put Kobe Mainoo up top, or put someone else up there, and also have Anthony at right wing back. Sorry, I'd love to if I could see those two things. I think we play much better as a system. But I know Amorim is probably looking at it deep in and kind of saying, okay, where can I kind of fix all these kinds of things as well? But he's got to at least experiment with some of these players as well. I still trust in him. It's not like an Amorim out or anything like that. But I just want him to maybe experiment in some of these players as well, and just test them out. Because if you're ready to test out Bruno at centre mid and Cam, and you're ready to also try Ahmad at wing back and then at Cam as well, why not do it with Kobe Mainoo, just push him up front? Because I think Kobe Mainoo would be so good in that Cam position, twisting up a man and stuff like that. But
I've always seen Kobe. I think, for me personally, I'm not saying I'm right, but I've always seen Kobe Mainoo as more of a centre mid. I don't see him as a defensive mid, but a centre mid, And then Ugarte is a bit more defensive minded, so I think you kind of leave it to him. I think United could have really done with a player like McTominay. I think it was a mistake to have sold him.
Don't bring. No. I'm not hearing.
We won't bring that up again.
Yeah. Listen, I'd rather have Casemiro right now in the midfield.
Anthony is young. He's only 24. He's turned 25 in February. I think, I don't know, unless Amorim has just seen him and be like, you know what, this just isn't the player for me, which fair enough, it could be the case. Yeah, I don't know. I think trusting in Garnacho for what? He doesn't perform. He's dreadful.
Every minute about Garnacho is getting, I'd rather see Anthony have it right now, because I think Anthony is way better in this system than Garnacho is. I so badly want Anthony to get those minutes, because I feel like right now I've seen enough from him right in that position in the system to say that, hey, I can see a player in that. We just give him enough chances as well. He could do something for us. I'm not going to say he's going to create an assist and score bangers and whatever like he did a few years ago. Like, he's not going to do that, but at least he's going to make that system tick better. We're going to see a lot more better plays and everything like that. But
at least it's not problematic, Look, with Garnacho, I think if he didn't have the issues he's caused, you'd be like, let's push Garnacho. Let's try and get him to play good. It's a young player with some potential, but he's too problematic. So you just write him off. Whereas Anthony isn't problematic. Okay, doesn't perform well, but if I had to pick between the two, I'd still try and push Anthony a little bit more. But again, up to him to perform. If you play well, you're not going to get selected.
Yeah. Bro, have you seen what Garnacho did with the Trivella yesterday? I swear on my life, I have never seen. When you just see, like some player, like we play football, right? When you see some player, with no tech, just trying to do like a long board or even taking a shot like that as well, and you're just
doing the most.
Doing the most for no reason. Like, bro, just pass it across or just lay it off of someone, or hit it with like a simple part of your laces. Don't try and do some kind of like banging thing right there. Oh my God, it was one of. I heard even fans were leaving after that Trivella. I was like, yeah. Hey, listen, curtains after that. Hey, listen, we're 3-0 down, 80th minute, yeah, and you're trying to do a Trevella pass like that, yeah? Like, you got the tech for it. Nah, get out of it, man. Fuck off.
The fans were like, listen, I didn't pay to watch this shit. But yeah, I think don't try and reinvent the wheel when you're not playing good, when you're not doing well. Just do the simple things. Once you got the simple things down, you get some confidence, then you try it. But yeah, he's just not good enough. I don't. I've never character. I never thought he was the man for United. Clearly, isn't the man. Big problems for United, but bigger problems for this man here.
Man City, man. Hey, listen, 12:30.
One win, 12. If you're not in Forest, you're scratching your head. How did we lose to them?
Yeah. And then you guys freaking beat us as well, man. What the hell? What the hell's going on? Yeah, why can you do that in the week before that? I mean, to be honest, Nottingham should have beat them anyways in that game. Well, they should have at least drawn that, but that's another story. But bro, that game, 12:30 kickoff. Oh my god, it was so bad from City, bro. First like 10 seconds, City could have been down 1-0 from Durant, from McGinn and Durant straight away. Yeah, like a chance like that. Ortega was saving them, and then they had I think Ortega had the off the line clearance up from the first corner. Like it could have been 1-0 after 1 minute, 2 minutes in. Like I don't know, bro. I think the players just look shocked at this point. I don't know if it's. I think if we're looking at this game right now and what this run has shown, I really think, yeah, the players, first of all, they've lost their legs. That's fine. Okay. So you need to replace them. That's a big replacement job that you have to do anyways. But I also think right now that the players are also not listening to Pep. I feel like there's a big divide between them and Pep right now. Because who would have thought, yeah, Pep Guardiola is going to go with 1 win out of 12 like that and 9 losses. And by the way, right now they're kind of accepting these losses. Like, okay, as soon as they're down 1-0 or whatever, it's like, okay, there's no fight back. When have you seen City not fight back?
But this is why I don't agree with it. It's the players' legs have gone. Because start of the season, the players' legs were there. They lose Rodri, because I've also seen the excuse, how could any other team who loses the equivalent of Rodri and De Bruyne? First of all, De Bruyne has been back.
Yeah.
And those are not small players to lose, of course. But De Bruyne hasn't been the guy for at least a season now.
Yeah.
But regardless, fine. Rodri is their best player, Ballon d'Or winner. To lose him is just like Liverpool losing the Salah. It's a massive thing. But it also doesn't mean you lose 9 out of 12 games.
Yeah.
That's more than Rodri. And the only thing that it leads me to believe is, because it can't be legs have gone. The legs were there. Was Rodri running 3 times more than any other player? No. I don't believe it's a physical thing. I think it's a mental thing. For whatever reason, not a psychologist, I can't work it out. Mentally, these players they're not where they need to be for whatever reason. Whether it's internal stuff, whether it's seeing Rodri come out and not having as much confidence, whether it's being on a skid that can happen and then, your confidence is so low and then you start conceding every game and you just don't believe it. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's Pep. But it's a mental thing, in my opinion, because it can't be physical, because they've been there physically. It doesn't. The physical doesn't just leave you, and it's not an old team. There's a bit more. There's a few more experienced players, but there's also a lot of young players. Haaland's young, Lewis, Savio, all these guys. They're young.
Yeah.
Let's be shot at 25, 26. What am I hearing?
No. It's not even about those players, but when you're seeing a midfield of Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and even Kevin De Bruyne sometimes, or whatever, okay? These players just look like they're shot out. Stones here can barely play 2 games in a row, okay? Akanji's just coming, like the guy got rushed into this game as well because Ruben Diaz has got a muscular injury, of course. And then you got Kyle Walker, who's, I don't know, that guy's so fit, yeah, but he's so crap right now that you don't even know what you do with him. Yeah, just leave him on the bench for now on, of course. So
Walker's bad, but Rico Lewis plays.
Yeah, but even Rico Lewis, like people are making jokes about him, like he's a shit Philip Lahm or whatever. He's like but again, that's another story, right? Again, but like you just look at all these players as well. That this is what I mean. The legs are not there for this. They haven't got the Rodri replacement. They just, I don't know, for some reason they haven't thought about replacing all these players because they were keeping them for so long as well. And they're like, let's just ride the wave. But right now, if you look at it, City have to buy like at least I'm going to say 8 players. You know, in the next.
Listen, saying they don't have the replacement for Rodri is like saying
They
you don't have the
don't.
replacement for Salah. Hold on, you don't have the replacement for X, Y, and Z. You're not going to have the replacement for Rodri because Rodri's in that spot. You can't have a young guy that you nurse slowly, but this expectation to have the Rodri replace. You didn't need the Rodri replacement. Rodri was there. He was active. He wasn't slowing down. He just won a Ballon d'Or. Like, it's a player at his peak. Why would you have a replacement for Rodri? And they have more because last season, if you look at the squad, the thing with City's always been they have a massive squad. They have so much depth, and they did. But all of a sudden, no one looks at that anymore. They don't believe in that anymore.
But everyone knows, that whole City with depth thing is kind of a myth, innit? Like, everyone knows, like, they've had just good quality players that they can rotate from a really good manager, and that's it. And they've managed to keep them all happy and stuff like that. Obviously, last year, they lost players like Julian Alvarez, which right now they could use a Julian Alvarez anyways. But that's another thing. But when I say about Rodri, like, they needed a Rodri replacement, they just needed someone to cover him. That's it. Like,
you have that. You have guys like Gundogan, Kovacic should be able to fill in that position. Nunez is a centre midfielder.
Not like a destroyer like Rodri was doing. Like, they had.
You don't need a like for like replacement. They have enough quality, but they don't need a like for like replacement, and they have a lot more than any team has ever had. Liverpool don't have that. Arsenal don't have that. Chelsea have a big squad, but they don't have the quality. Only recently are Chelsea playing well, so we can't even use them as an excuse. United don't have that. No one has that much depth and that quality of depth and that like for like. You have to adapt. It's not, if I don't have my best team, then I can't play. That's not how football works. You're not going to have the best team.
But the thing is, like, if you look at, let's say, a Chelsea right now, what they have Caicedo, and then they have also Lavia, who can play in the same position. You look at Liverpool, they've got.
Yeah, but they're not the same type of player. You can't tell me Lavia and Caicedo.
But in terms of their nature, that they can both do the destroyer role, the CDM role right now. If you look at Liverpool right now, like who's your actual CDM right now? I think it's
Gravenberch is playing that center role. It's not CDM, but he's playing. He's the destroyer, I guess.
Okay. So he's that destroyer. And then you can bring on Endo, who can do at least a decent job.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if Endo was at Man City, you wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't. You're probably right about that. Okay, but they need players, bro. Like, they needed replacement. Like, what are you gonna do? Bring back Gundogan like that? Okay. Bernardo Silva, who wanted to leave for so long. Okay, like some of these players, they've kind of run the course. The Boyner. What?
Bernardo Silva just had an amazing season last season. Like, go where? Like, these players just And the only thing I can point you to is a mental.
It is
downgrade. There's something mentally is not right with that squad.
No, I agree with you on that part. But I also think, the way Pep, like, they needed to replace these players anyways. Like, everyone knows, these players have gone through their cycle after winning the treble and the high. Like, it was so hard for them to even get the 4 in a row to do that, and they've already achieved that. Right now, you've kind of seen, okay, this team is very tired. You needed to slowly find these pieces around. Getting a Gundogan back here was only going to set them back anyways. It's like, why do that? Go ahead and find the next. Go find that. When
Gundogan was signed to City, people were saying City have been so dominant. They've now gone and signed one of the most clutch players, former captain. Very different outlook when he first joined, and he was actually doing decently. Now all of a sudden, they're not this good team. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. I think it's a mental issue where the players just mentally aren't there for whatever reason. But also, if we try and pick at things, this is just me speculating. When you see your head coach cutting himself on his forehead and bleeding, you're also thinking, is this like, I'm not saying that this is what the players are saying, but just for argument's sake, let's say you're at work and your boss is doing something like that. It's a hard time at work and he's cut himself with, like, he's that stressed. You'd be like, is this the guy that's going to get us out of this? Like, surely it produces a little doubt. Now, listen, this is Pep Guardiola, one of the most successful managers in football history, but I think things like that surely chip away at the players. Like, look, is this the guy? Rodri going, are we the same team? You have guys like, we've got a banner here of Grealish 0 goals in a calendar year. You've got Foden, who only just scored his first goal of the season.
Yeah. No, you're right about that, because looking at the manager as well, if he's losing it, and he's that calming factor to really say, okay, we need someone there to help us out. And you're just seeing him like scratch and stress out after every single small thing as well. Like it's kind of like it breathes onto the players to say, okay, like are we doing even something right? Like what like they start to overthink it as well. But I also think like from Pep, like first of all, I think Pep just needs to take a break anyways. I feel like this is the perfect excuse for him to say, okay, I'm done with the league. Bro, it's fine. It's fine to say you're done with the league anyways. Klopp did it. Like Klopp is not even going into management. The guy's doing sporting director stuff right now because he knows the pressure of being a manager for over 10 years has kind of worn up on him. Doing it for 10 years. For him, for Pep as well, doing it for 15 years. Like it's worn up on you, bro. Like go ahead and take a break. Whatever you want to do, go back to Barcelona. But stressing out like that for your team, yeah, you're right.
He signed a 2-year deal. That's the problem. And that 2-year deal shocked you. It shocked me. It shocked the whole footballing community.
Yeah, same. I can't believe it.
Look, 115 is coming. Any logical person assumes Man City's done with this 115 thing. Surely they don't escape it. If they escaped it, everyone would assume corruption. So we all thought Pep was on his way out. We know the signs of when Pep is leaving a club. He doesn't make signings. He does. He just gets by a season. If he wins it, great. If he doesn't, he's not that bothered because he's already what he wanted. But then he goes and signs a 2-year deal, shocks everyone. So you can't leave now. And also, listen, Pep is arguably the most successful manager, the greatest manager ever. But this does taint his legacy. If he was to leave City in this position, it's like, you didn't even try. The whole argument against him has been, you've always had the best assets. You've always had the best club, best teams, the most money. And now you're leaving when it gets tough. The first time you actually face adversity, you're leaving.
Yeah,
and for argument's sake, it's not necessarily true. If everyone knows the Barcelona story, they weren't exactly flying when he took them over. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. Yeah, like I feel like he's ready to just do a mutual consent kind of thing. Because even for City right now, like you can kind of tell at the club, there is pressure on them. Like they don't, like they need to make a decision. Someone's head needs to kind of come off for them to really say, okay, like we are doing something. Because even the fans are like questioning, like what we doing? Like we could say we're saying the players week in week out. Okay, we know the players are not there. We know all of that. Now we have to look at the management. Now we have to look at the recruitment. Like, is there a plan? Like, we even just need Khaldoon to come out and do a mid-season interview and actually just speak to us and say what is going wrong and what we've kind of been seeing in the last few times. Because City, one thing about City, they're very transparent as well. So you're going to get those answers anyways. But from Pep's side as well, like he just looks like he needs to first of all take that rest, and he needs to either fix this up. If he actually, let's say for scenario that he's going to do something well, okay, they're going to get top 6 or even top 4 by the end of the season, right? And he still continues with this team. Like, first of all, you got to change that mentality up as well. You can't be going on these kinds of streaks as well. If it is about I need my players back, then go ahead and spend all that money up and do whatever you can. Or if you want to leave, go ahead and leave. But first of all, like set your priorities straight right now with the team. Because I think even the team are very confused on what to do. I think some of them have kind of given up and said mentally they're kind of checked out because, hey, Pep is maybe ready to leave. Or even they're seeing the 115 charges right now and they're saying, okay, there is a possibility, guys, that there might be something that has leaked anyways. And we can't say it. We probably all signed an NDA for it. We have to watch what we say and everything like that. So there are things because, when you sign an NDA, you can't really say much as well. But yeah, it's there's so much. There's so many layers behind that, right? But we don't even. I want answers to, but it's so hard to get the answers to as well. Obviously.
He's on a bad skid right now, a very, very bad run of form. But end of the day, it's Pep Guardiola. To consider sacking him is just ridiculous. Even if they finished 15th this season, I think there seems to be some sort of internal issue, surely, because nothing else explains it. Or look, sometimes you prepare in the right way, you have the right players, everything you've done is right, but the result is bad. That's just life sometimes.
Yeah.
Team was flying. Pep didn't look tired at the start of the season. The team didn't look tired at the start of the season. It just fell off a cliff. For whatever reason, they fell off a cliff. And like I've been saying over the last few episodes, City could win next game and then never stop winning again. You know, that's how
Yeah.
good they are. So I think still it's still too soon. We have to see where they end up end of the season. We have to see what happens with the whole 115 thing. Pep might have signed the deal so that maybe there's a clause if they go down, they pay him out. Maybe it's just a financial thing.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows? I also think there's just nowhere for Pep to go. Really, you're going to go in Barcelona at a very difficult time, and you're always going to be compared to your 2010s era with them. I just don't think there's much to gain. I think there's all to lose there. You can only put yourself in a position where the fans hate you. Like even Ronaldo. Ronaldo came and the fans were, not everyone was on his side by the time he left. Like, did you want to go and risk
No, no. I know, but obviously those are different factors, right? I mean, I get it. To be honest, your factor as well, like saying that, okay, you could see Pep coming to Barcelona and then, stinking up the joint, or even like, okay, he's being compared to 2010. That's fair. You're right about that. But at the end of the day, like, people are going to remember like him at that time. Yeah. The way he made a generation of footballers into something different. Right. And I feel like if he goes to Barcelona, he's going to love it, first of all. And he's also going to see it as the challenge that he wants anyways. Because listen, taking Barcelona right back to a Champions League right now is probably the best thing that he could do. It's almost 10 years right now until Barcelona won a Champions League. And we would have never thought that it's been that much of a long streak. They need a Champions League somewhere. So,
but also, listen, football is brutal. Jose Mourinho was the king at one point. He's now in the Turkish league. He himself says it. Who watches the Turkish league? The greats fall. Eventually, the greats fall. Maybe it's just, I'm not saying this is the case, but maybe it's just getting to that point where now Pep Guardiola is just not the guy anymore. Maybe this is the end of Pep Guardiola. It's the beginning of the end, And it's not to say that, he's washed up, because look at the top managers in the Premier League right now. They are all disciples of Pep Guardiola. Maresca, Arteta, disciples of Pep Guardiola, even Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag was, yeah.
So Pep Guardiola's DNA is all over elite football. No, we have to see. I think people get too excited. Fans are too fickle. Fans have short memories. It's too soon, I think, to write Guardiola off. I think he can still turn it around. I hope he doesn't. I'd rather see City fail. I can't wait for this 115 case to give us a result. For competition's sake, I don't hope they get relegated, but they should be punished. Let's see what happens.
Bro, the best punishment that could happen, and we're going to probably end it at that, but give them a transfer ban. And then let's see. Because you know what? They've let go of so much talent out there, yeah? People are putting out lists of players like Sancho, Gittins, all those players, Lavia, and now they're wishing for these players to be there. So, hey, you can hold that, Man City fans. But, yeah, it's been a good show, man. It's been a really good show. Working for probably a long time as well. I think this is the kind of format that we want to keep up as well, man. So, it's been good. But besides that, guys, we're probably going to do something for Christmas Day, just to, make sure that we do a show. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. But it's been great, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and take care.